27 before the top of the hour. Melody Hobson is president of Ariel Investments, a Chicago-based money management firm that serves individual investors and retirement plans through its no-load mutual funds and separate accounts. And additionally, Melody is regular financial contributor and analyst for CBS News and CBS.com. And you can find her on Twitter and Instagram at Melody Hobson. Good morning, Melody. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, Hurricane Dorian has our mind and your mind on the financial effects of natural disasters. Am I right?
Yes, I really wanted to talk about this. First of all, my heart goes out to all of the people, certainly the Bahamas and those who are bracing for the storm in America, who are affected by this Category 5 storm. And I wanted to help our listeners better understand how to think about the financial implications of a natural disaster. So I know this is a rough subject, but it's super, super important, and it could help some people, especially those who may experience some damage from the storm.
Well, let's start with those who are potentially in the path of Hurricane Dorian. What steps should they be taking?
Well, obviously, the financial stuff that I'm going to talk about comes secondary to, life and limb. And so making sure people understand they listen to local authorities, heed their warnings, and evacuate if ordered. So nothing is worse than obviously getting hurt or worse. But if you have the opportunity also to think about some of these things, that would be great. So if you could gather up important documents like birth certificates, marriage license, Social security cards, passports, and financial records like copies of your mortgage or bank statements or credit card records, your insurance coverage. If you could get that, this is a slow-moving storm that may be possible for some people in the U.S. Have all those documents. That will make it easier for you when you need to contact these organizations, especially if you experience some damage. Some people may be out of work after this for some period of time and have to make arrangements with their creditors and things like that to let them know that they've been affected by the storm. And so that's the most important thing you could do is have those documents. If you have more time and just as you think about just being prepared for natural disasters in general, you would want to obviously make sure you've reviewed all of your insurance policies if you could. And if you could, now this is not the situation for those who are immediately in the path of the storm, having an inventory of all of your belongings is a really good thing so that when you do file your insurance claims, you know exactly, taking pictures. There are apps that allow you to inventory your belongings. You could go through your house with your phone and just video it. These are helpful things when you start to think about what you need to be replaced. It also helps if you claim casualty losses on your taxes, according to the IRS. So again, you don't stop and do this if the storm is coming your way. But for the rest of us who can have these things in order, that would be helpful. If you are evacuating your home, taking some of these financial documents could be very, very helpful to you.
Melody, what would you tell individuals who return to damage?
So this is the biggest piece of advice that I can give you. If you come back and you have damage, file your insurance claim as soon as possible. Insurance companies respond, and they handle the claims on a first-come, first-served basis. So a lot of people want everything to be perfect before they submit. This is a situation where fast is better than perfect. You can assemble all the documents that you can provide now. And if you have to find more documentation and provide subsequent information later, do that. But the most important thing you can do is file fast because it's a first-come, first-served situation. If you can also do one other thing, which is get repair estimates before the claims officer visits, that could help them understand the true cost of the damage you have. Now, that's a tall order. I want to be really specific about some of these things may or may not be possible, but the most important thing that I would tell you to do is file as soon as you can. If you don't have insurance, you could reach out to FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and they do assist uninsured residents with immediate shelter needs and the rebuilding process.
And real quickly, Melody, do you have any advice for listeners not affected by Dorian?
If Dorian is not in your path and you're in the rest of the country, like me, praying for those who are in the wake of the storm, and you want to think about your own situation, I just would want you to go and review your insurance coverage. Many people assume they have insurance coverage for things they don't have, especially when it comes to natural disasters. So you want to take a look at that and really know what you're covered for. If you need to augment that coverage, do so. And I can't say enough about having an emergency fund in the event that you do experience a period where you're out of work. It could be something like a storm that takes you out of work. So shoring up an emergency fund would be great. But the most important thing right now is for us to send our thoughts to those who are in the wake of the storm and pray for their safety.
You are the best. Thank you, Melody. Very helpful. Thank you for joining us. Have a great Labor Day.